and Trump for the win. So his formula thus far in tournament continues to hold. Draws empty the Warren and then tramples over for $1 million damage.
How many guys did he make with empty?
Just two.
Just two? But
that
was Trump for 4. That's probably good enough.
Yep. So it was +4. He had a Herdnar and 2 1/1 tokens, and that's just a lot of trample damage to come through. So it's 1-0. Bastien Perez back here.
So the two French players both up again. Could have the all-French final here.
Not the French final you would have predicted if someone told you there was going to be one before the event, but...
Well, no. They'll take it.
Yeah. The French players seem very, very excited for both of these gentlemen.
Yeah, I mean, Perez is a guy who's been sort of in with the in-crowd. He's friends with Pierre
Perez
Connolly.
was no surprise to me whatsoever.
Right.
People have been talking about him for a long time.
All right, well, game 2 now underway between Edel and Didier Jean.
Yep.
Edel does have search for tomorrow this game. Oh, I'm sorry, that's a Bailoff that he's got.
He also has search for tomorrow. He's just going to cast it on turn 3.
Turn 1, suspended Bailoff. Turn 2, Salad Shell. Salad Shooter, can we just call him that?
Salad Shooter? He just goes right to the Germinator.
And 3 colors of mana.
Good looking hand for a didgeridoo for the French player.
Yeah, missed out on Pit Keeper on turn 2. A little behind on tempo. But yeah, Buzzard Ears comes out.
He's got his own Buzzard Ears.
Assassinate, Strangling Soot, Vampiric Sliver, Tendrils, and Pit Keeper.
Was he just a little greedy on the Pit Keeper? Did he have some fantasy about playing it
I didn't see.
from now?
I hope he just drew it. That's another guy who you're supposed to ignore the ability.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, the Buzzard Ears cannot block the Germinator.
Nope.
So I don't.
Yeah, you're supposed to just play Pit Keeper on turn 2.
Yeah.
I remember when the set was in development, I thought that was how you're going to be able to tell the good players from the bad ones. The good players are just going to run that guy out there on turn 2, and the bad players are going to wait till the ability triggers.
And maybe that he should have played the Pit Keeper on turn 3. Look, he's got a fourth land. Fourth type of land.
Wow.
He's got the full-blown Mikey P. And another Germinator.
So you like Pit Keeper better than Buzzard Ears there for Didier Jean? Didier Jean went to block. I think he got confused about...
He should have played the Pit Keeper.
Yeah, people seem to think the Buzzard Ears can block 2 or less.
It's not
the way it works.
Power 1, my friends. Power 1. They can block Saprolings.
Right.
Sometimes.
So what's the play here?
I think he's just going to play his Vampiric Sliver.
He attacking?
He's not going to attack.
Make the gut fight.
Oh, he flies over. Does leave him 3 mana left. So, Assassinate?
Pit Keeper or Assassinate. Or Strangling Soot.
Looks like Strangling Soot to your Germinator.
So we've got coming online. Next turn, the Bailoff will be online. That Tendrils is not quite going to do it against the Bailoff yet.
Nope. And Edel adds a spider to the board. So Edel's board is Germinator with 1 counter, Penumbra Spider, and the Salad Shell Devourer.
So he's basically pacifism of the Buzzard Ears. It can neither attack nor block anymore with the spider.
Take it by. Back. No.
Oops.
Well.
Oh boy.
Didier Jean attempted to send his Buzzard Ears flying over, but that's a Penumbra Spider. They block flyers. Shakes his head, realizing his mistake.
So do you finish it off with the Tendrils here, or do you just suck up the mistake and move along?
I don't know.
I mean, honestly, the Buzzard Ears wasn't doing anything. It's not a big loss to just let it go. They did. Okay. It was essentially pacified.
Right.
How do you shake off something like that on this
It's tough.
level of play?
It's tough.
I mean, you were actually not in the position to make a mistake like that, but you're in the position that
There's Assassinate on the Terminator.
playing your first Pro Tour and being in the top 8.
That's right.
You were actually in the same position as Merkel and Desjardins.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised he assassinated the Terminator there. It seems like he needs to be able to deal with Baloff.
He might be a little bit on tilt here after that misplay.
Sorry.
No, I think the misplay,
So I'm at 19.
he seemed really embarrassed by that. I think you start realizing that people are watching. I mean, for me, the key was just concentrate on the game. Like, I was able to just not think about the fact that people were watching and not think about the fact there was this money on the line. And, like, part of it was, I was so far ahead, exceeded my expectations. I did have a goal for myself, by the way. It was top 32. That was my goal coming in. I wanted to qualify for the next Pro Tour. And so in top 32, that was my goal coming in. So then, by the time I got to the top 8, totally blown away my expectations. So I didn't feel like there was anything I had to lose. But then what I was doing, like, while I was playing, I was just trying to concentrate on the game because I knew how to play my deck. It was constructed as well, so it's a lot more like I knew the matchups, I knew the deck, and I was just able to sort of block everything else out. But then you start to see, a chink like that. I don't know. I mean, if I had made a mistake like that, would that have started would I have started to think about the fact that people were watching and critiquing my play? I don't know.
I definitely saw the effect of the observer on players when we were covering some drafts. And I think people made some interesting picks based on the fact that they knew their draft was being recorded.
Right, because like the draft viewer on Pod 1, suddenly there's this circle of 8 people, all of whom you recognize their names, you've read their articles, and now there's these 8 guys standing around writing with clipboards, writing down everything.
Writing down every pick you make, and
and you've all done the draft viewer, right? I mean, you've watched other people's drafts, you know how much they're going to get studied.
And you know how much you make. I mean, you always make fun of someone's draft, or you
Sure.
poke holes in it. You go, oh, I would have done this here, I would have done that there.
Yeah, it's tough.
Can you reliably, if you know you need Sprout for your deck, can you reliably pick a Sprout, knowing that maybe people are going to make fun of that pick?
Meanwhile, well, let's see, what's Didier's wrong? Tapping 6 mana? 4?
Spider and Pit Keeper. I mean, Sliver and
Vampire
Pit Keeper.
Sliver and a Pit Keeper. Meanwhile, let's go down to John Becker and get an update on the back table. What's going on down there, John?
Hey, just a quick update. Nothing super exciting. It was a fairly standard kind of tempo match. He put out a creature until Jan managed to stop the tempo and reverse it with a Mystic Snake on a Germinator. And that gave him the 1 extra creature up. After that, it turns out that Bastian was just out of plays, and Merkel was not out of plays.
Oh, so Merkel evens it up at a game
He
apiece?
was up at 1 game apiece.
Wow. All right.
Thank you.
Jean-Maurice Merkel takes game 2, 1 game apiece on the back table.
Back on our table, we can see Corpulent Corpse and another Assassinate in the hand of Didier Jean. And we think we saw a Verdant Embrace looming in
really?
Edel's hand. It'll be kind of interesting with the Assassinate. He's tapping 5 mana. Sigh.
I knew I wouldn't like that.
Puts it on the Spider.
God, I don't.
And attacks. Now, these players did see each other's deck lists over lunch.
Right.
I mean, they were sequestered for the quarterfinals, but, I mean, it was as much coverage as we're doing. It's sort of the only fair way is to make sure nobody has an unfair advantage is to let everybody see the deck list before the semis. So, Villieto knows his opponent's got multiple Assassinates in his deck. Would you think about not attacking with a
And I take 5.
Verdant Embrace guy?
I tell you, suddenly...
I mean, this board's about to clear up, right?
Suddenly this does not look miserable for the French player.
Right, Edel was able to double block and get the Baloff off the board. He did lose his Sliver and his Pit Keeper, but no more Baloff. So now it's basically a couple of Saprolings, a wall, and right now it looks good for Villieto because he's got Verdant Embrace on a Penumbra Spider, but this Assassinate is going to clear away the Verdant Embrace. He's still got a 2/4 Spider, but there's nothing super scary anymore. Yeah, down goes Embrace.
But he's at 6. There's 3 creatures in play. He's going to churn out another creature every 3 turns.